So, welcome on board. It is 8 or 11 minutes past 8. So, once again, welcome. I think the last one is Christine Apollo. Wait for more. So, today we are lucky we'll be having uh, Honorable Kennedy Odero, whom will be sharing much on the theme of the day, which was let me let me admit someone. So welcome all. So the theme of the today will be talking about the rise of freelance and the trends of creation. So our expert or our key speaker is Honorable Kennedy Odero. He'll be doing an introduction, much of who he is, maybe some of the steps up to maybe where he is currently, maybe based on location, lives, economically, socially, and just inspiring us as fellow alumni. We understand the tough times, we understand the dynamics of maybe where we come from, where we schooled, and where we need to be. So I'll just scroll through. So Kennedy, maybe just unmute, and then you can. I just want to ask: is it okay if I share the your portfolio in a minute, Kennedy? Hi. Hello, Ken. I see you are unmuted, but I cannot hear. I don't know if it's just my side. Hello, Ken. Okay, so maybe as he sorts the issue with I think it's Mike. I can take us through the profile of Ken. So Kennedy,
Can you hear me?
yes, I hear you now. Is it
Oh,
okay if I
wonderful.
share your profile?
Yeah, please, you may. If you may, please.
Okay, so that we'll all know who Kennedy is, because among the questions that I received when I was sharing the post, I was like, who is this Kennedy? The year is he in Kenya? How can I get him? So maybe you can just do, and then some people are like, is it genuine? So actually, these are some of the things we'll be answering. Some people still don't trust the online job and the money market. So maybe you'll have something to say about that, because I must admit that I had few people coming in and asking, yeah, is this real? So that is Kennedy. Welcome to his journey. I think that one he'll have to explain something about him. Kennedy, he grew up in Kibera. Much about this was shared in the poster, along with about the 4 companies which we shared in our spaces yesterday. And then some of the content, these are interactive links. Maybe this one will be shared later in the group. Experience I can see is a CEO of Chachikulu Adventure. He will tell us much about these ones. Co UXFT group, again, he will be sharing maybe. And then the CEO of Charter House Limited. I think one of the reasons why he has been even nominated for the awards. Uh, and then, yeah, that is much of his academic. I can see IBM Institute in Berlin. Berlin is iko wapi? German. And then there's some certification there. And then his hobbies and skills. So you can do also web design, swimming, marketing analysis, and then fieldwork. And then hobbies, reading, and you can see mountain climbing. Though there was a time even I saw you somewhere in the beach. Oh, there was somewhere I saw the swimming. So those are the hobbies and interests among the certificates and awards. The best market analysis award. This one was in 2020, and then in 2016, it was awarded the best. This is art, and then I believe that also this year you'll be receiving another, the more awards, the vision and mission. This one will be shared so for us to share. And then when it for those who like the social media live, maybe you will ask, we'll have a quick Q&A. Just ask, how comes can someone have 107K while people like me, maybe is it TikTok, Instagram? I think I only have 36 followers or following. So I think I need to also reach. How do you get to even 1,001K? So and even 2.22 thousand Instagram. How do you get? And then that is 50 IVET. And then business portfolio. That one is much of personal. They are there for those who are asking if these are true registered. I think they are here. Here, yes. Okay, so you can contact him. I think this one I'll also still present it at the end of the session. So at this juncture, once again, welcome on board. Welcome on board. And I want to take this direct to Kennedy. So Ken, maybe you can take it from there. Give us your introduction and then the content that you've prepared for today's engagement.
Okay. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me? Hello.
Loud and clear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Good evening. Habari zenyu. How are you all doing? I trust that you're all doing great. And it's by the God's grace that you're here. I first of all want to thank the organizers of this. I want to say thank you so much for also reaching out to me to be able to share a little bit of my story and see if this can be of impact to another person's life through either positive advancements or just interaction wise. I want to say first of all, thank you very much. I believe some of you guys know me here. Some of you guys we've schooled together, and I believe because we are alumni, mtu kama Abraham is here, and I see Abraham was one of my very, very good friends. I don't know why Eric is not here. Eric also was one of my, those two are my very, very good friends. That is Abraham and Eric. They were like my brothers. So I'm glad to see that Abraham is here. I don't know Abraham, Eric Akwapi. Anyway, my name is Kennedy. Kennedy Ahomo is my name. I finished my high school, that is in 2014. And that is, I was in Form 4C. I have grown in Kibera. All my life I've known Kibera. Kibera Katokera to be precise. I believe we know the hardship that is there in Kibera. I first of all want to thank God for all this life that is given us, that we are alive until this moment, that at least we can share and celebrate a little bit of what we've done as youths. So I know some people will have a question like, how did I move all the way from Kibra to be what I am right now? What were the type of steps that I took to be able to be who I am right now? And what are my future goals apart from what I've currently achieved right now? Allow me to give a little bit of story of me. Growing up from Kibera Kachokera, we all know the type of lifestyle that is there. It is a place, if you have friends who are useless, it is a place when you have friends who do not have future ambitions, you may end up being among those that are victims of drug abuse, victims of being robbed in the night, victims of all illicits and every negative things you can think of, or even just early pregnancies if you're a lady, being a criminal if you're a if you're a guy. We all know the type of life that is there in Kibera. So where was Kennedy during all these things? And how did I get to be able to be who I am right now through that process? Growing up in Kibera hasn't been very easy for me. It was never easy for me. And I believe, and that is why you could see right now, I'm trying to also vie for an MP seat back home in Kibera constituency to be able to see if I can bring a little bit change in where many of our politicians have failed to change. So why am I doing all this? First of all, I am someone growing up, I never had friends. I was never someone who could associate myself with people of my caliber. Majority of those that I grew up with, even those that were, I would say, in primary. I wish some of my primary friends would join here. Even those that we were together in primary school, one of our best performing student got killed young, and that is because he involved himself in drugs. I remember also there is this gentleman when we were in high school who died. He was a footballer. This gentleman, I've forgotten the name. He was a very funny guy who died. Those are type of things that really impacted me. They traumatized me and made me think about my future. So, if you're coming from an impoverished environment, how do you escape that to be whatever you want to be? First of all, I had set a mindset to make sure that I don't have any friends who are coming from Kibera. I don't have any friends who have not made any impact in their life. I could make friends with people who have businesses. That is me as we were still in high school. I used to be a funny guy in high school. I believe some of you guys know me. In high school, we used to, Christopher used to be my good friend. We used to do comedies together. And Master Julius, we used to sing together. Me being a team leader in singing, I also was a scout in Olympic High School. I was a scout leader at Olympic High School. I believe most of you guys have seen me because we've grown together. You see, but you never knew what was in my mind, my mindset, and what I want for myself and where I want to see myself. When I was in high school, even paying that fee was a problem for me. But how I did it was through these CDFs that were around. I could try and apply in all those CDFs that these our MPs were providing around. I could go to, well, I've forgotten the name, but there's at DC, get some CDFs to pay my fees. These were problems that I was facing as a student, but no one in school could know what I was going through because I never loved to share my personal problems. When I got done with my high school, even my mom and dad never knew that I was schooling. They never knew that there were some fees that were supposed to be paid. I remember there was a time that I was sent home. This was in, I think it's Form 3 or Form 2, I believe, Form 2 there. There's a time that I was sent home as because of fee arrears. And this was the time that I met this good friend of mine also called Magdalene, who was sitting on my chair when I came back. When I was trying to get, when I was sent home, I came back, I found this lady called Magdalene sitting on my chair. You see? So growing up from or coming from Kibera and also being in school in Kibera, wanting to escape the life in Kibera has always been my ambition. So the time that I was done with my high school, the very first thing that I did is I'd gone to Ngara. There's this place called Ngara. These people who sell these tuma basins. I don't know if you've seen them. Mare people. My friend, I went there. I went to town. I went to Ngara. That was my first job. I looked for these people. I used to see this advertisement where they say, you are being paid on commissions. You're being paid on commissions. So I went there. I borrowed a suit. I'm someone who loved to wear suits all throughout. But nakumbuka my very, very big trouser back in school. I believe all of you guys, you remember my big trouser when I was in school. That is the same trouser that I had used when I was done with school to start looking for my first job. And those my big shoes. Those are the same. I still have them as my souvenirs. Those are the same thing that I used to come to the real world. I went to Ngara. I got my first job as a basin seller. These people who are, I know no one will know that because I'm someone who could hide my shame, but I know what I really want. I needed the money. I used to even go to Kiambu selling thermoses, selling this Mare clothes where you bring your clothes, I give you basin. I have done that. This Kennedy you're seeing has done that. After that, I went to, I got this one gentleman. I believe he was just one of the clans. So this guy saw the way I was selling, and this guy was like, I believe you can do something better. How about I offer you a job? I got my second job at Topaz Hotel as an administrator. You see those people who usher in clients, these people who book in clients to lodge in any of the rooms. So there at town, there was this place called Uchumi, I don't know, Uchumi Supermarket. There is Ibrahim Supermarket, sorry, Ibrahim Supermarket. If you guys remember Ibrahim Supermarket, down that got banned. Opposite was this a hotel called Edge Club, Topaz Hotel, sorry, Topaz Hotel. I got my job over there. I started working now from doing the basic things to now coming to work at Topaz Hotel. That is just because of how I dress. I used to love suits. Very long time, I used to just enjoy wearing suits and putting myself in that feeling that, having a suit may bring money to your pocket. I know I was empty. I know I didn't have any money, but I used to love to make sure that I feel as if I have it, even though I don't have. I started working at Topaz Hotel. Their job was good. I could get some nice tips. I thank God for that. I started renting my small house in Kibera. We were paying around 300 shillings. It was 300 shillings monthly. I was paying 300 shillings monthly. I was not living very far away from where my dad was, because sometimes even what we were being paid was peanut. I used to be paid 6,000 a month. 6,000 a month. But the good thing is that because I don't have a kid, I don't have no responsibility, I can still eat at my parents' house. That was never a problem to me. You get that? After that, just through the way I talk to people, I used to be someone who is very charismatic. I used to be someone who would make you feel comfortable when I am talking to you. I used to be someone who would have to make sure that I have the right customer service, even if I didn't go to school to just have the hospitality. I made sure that I must make these people know that I am the best. I didn't have no qualifications then to be admitted at Topaz Hotel and work as an administrator. I didn't have no papers to be able to be a salesperson selling basins in Kiambu. But it's because of the lifestyle that I wanted and because of what I'm trying to escape that made me teach myself or educate myself in how to survive in this real world. We were never taught in school how to survive once you're done with school. When we were all finishing high school, we all took nice photos, we laughed, we danced together, but all of us went our own ways. Thanks to these social handles, we can still interact. God took some of our friends like Jangaya. Jangaya was a very good of us. May his soul rest in peace. I remember him till right now. Some of our good friends in high school also passed on, but we are still here because of these social handles and we can meet each other. When I was at Topaz Hotel, I again got a certain guy. He was called Philip Udrin, something of that sort. I can't remember. He's a black Sudanese guy. So this guy was working at Nairobi Hospital. And then this guy said, brother, you really serve us well. How about I organize a job for you to work at Nairobi Hospital? At least you can get something. Because the guy asked me, how much are you getting paid here? I told the guy, I'm being paid 6,000 a month. And I could work 24. I could work. You imagine you come to work in the morning, you exit the following morning. And then they've all of the day you have to sleep, you come the following day. And sometimes the person who is supposed to relieve you has not come. So that means you do 20, you do 24, another 24. It was very, very bad. Sometimes you even don't get paid on time. And remember, it's just 6,000 that is making my life this miserable when I'm starting. You get that? So what I used to do is that when I have this small money, I could save small to buy a suit. I used to just save a little bit. Nilikuwa na buy these suits for 3,000, these cheap suits for 3,000. I could buy a suit, I buy a bow tie, I buy a small shirt. I use my high school shirt also, and my high school trouser, and my high school shoes to be able to be my professional clothes whenever I am now attending to these clientels. You get that? Now this gentleman told me that I want to look for a job for you, and now that I work at Nairobi Hospital, perhaps you can come there and become a cleaner. If you look at my Facebook, I have all these things on my Facebook. We to share some with you. When I was working as a cleaner at Nairobi Hospital, I worked at Nairobi Hospital at the maternity wing and HDU wing, and also I worked at the ICU wing. I could go there when someone has pooped on himself, when this person is about to die. I could go there, be the one who cleans it in the night. Sometimes I could go to the cold room, help lift or carry that airbus. We have these hospital airbuses for people who've passed on at Nairobi Hospital. Nairobi Hospital is not far from that Lee funeral. So we could help carry the airbus from Nairobi Hospital, take it to Lee funeral. This is me, and this is what I did. So when I was at Nairobi Hospital, I could still make friends with even these patients. Even there's a time that Martha Karua's daughter was giving birth. That time I was sent by a doctor to go there and send a particular file, you know, these confidential files. I could exchange talks with these people, see how they talk, how they relate, because these are rich people. Nairobi Hospital is for rich people. You find someone who is very, very rich but has some mental issues. He keeps on talking about investment, keeps on talking about what he's achieved, and keeps on even regretting what he did not do. You get that? So me being in this environment, what I was doing is to just listen to someone, whatever they say. If it's very important to me, maybe I can learn something from it. If it is not important to me, I can leave it. I never had friends from Kibera. Friends that I had are only people who I want to see that they've achieved. At least if you have a car, I see that's your first achievement. I need to know, how did you buy this car? Maybe there is something that you did that maybe I might not try and do the same thing, but I might learn on what you did for me to be able to achieve what you also have. Not outweigh you though. When I was at Nairobi Hospital, I used to make friends with these people. And then one of the administrators at Nairobi Hospital said, you are very intellect. The way you speak to people, we don't feel the need for you to be doing the cleaning. And that is, there was this company called Professional Clean Care that was tendered to provide cleaners at Nairobi Hospital. So now I've been removed from Professional Clean Care, cleaning toilets and all the rooms for these patients, and I was taken to the Medical Records Department. Medical Records Department is where I could now keep the files, go there and arrange the files for the doctor. Sometimes the doctor could send me from one place to another, moving from one place to another like that. Just from the same hospital, there's another lady called Mercy. I remember her she's a very, very good friend of mine on Facebook too. She's one of those people who used to love going to the movies at a Century Cinemax. She used to love moving around on many places. So this lady told me, you know what? I have a friend of mine who works at Century Cinemax. How about I try and help you get something from Century Cinemax? This is me. I used to not show them that I need help, but based on how I talk to these people, you know, God's way is very mysterious. When you know what you want, when you've already put your brains at a particular level, this frequency always follows you. I was never someone who procrastinates. I was always someone who could look at myself and say, no, Kibera is not where I want to die. Kibera is not a place where I'll raise my own kid. Kibera is not a place where I'll want my parents to live for long. That was my mindset. Even being at Olympic High School, that was always my mindset. Even being at Kibera Primary School, being at Raila Educational Center, that was always my mindset. And this mindset was seriously unleashed during my relationship. What inspired me, first of all, was, and what motivated me to try and work out is, first of all, is relationship. Second of it, it is where I'm coming from. I will tell you how relationship impacted why I needed to work hard, and I also tell you why, and I believe I've also tried to mention why going to why coming from Kibera has impacted all this that I did. So from Nairobi Hospital, through Mercy, she told me that there is an interview that was happening at Ngong. There is another Century Cinemax at Ngong. And if you know Ngong Mall, there's a certain mall, I've forgotten the name in Ngong. There's a certain mall over there. There's Century Cinemax. They were having an interview there. So what I did is, after I was done with this, it was a day where I'm supposed to do the records, filing the records, and after that, I ran to Ngong. I went to Ngong, went for this interview. I didn't have no papers. I didn't have no papers at all. As I was at Ngong over there, I saw guys with papers, guys looking all great. There's a very good friend of mine called Preston, who's one of the people who are being interviewed. So when there, the good thing is that this person who was interviewing us was a white man, a South African white man, who was a manager at Century Cinemax by then. He was called Garth Young. When I had gone there, remember, I don't have no papers. This lady just told me there's an interview happening. Remember, interviews, you have to apply for it for you to be called to go for an interview. So for me, I was just bombing the interview. I told myself I would take the chance. I ran to Ngong. I found that the interview was in progress. I went inside, at the interview, and it was my turn. If when it was my time, then the person, you know, the way they ask you with the interviews, tell me where are your papers, everything, the way I was interacting with this person, the way I could talk, even though I know I don't have the certifications needed for that opportunity. I just wanted to prove myself worthy of that opportunity. That is how I was putting my brain. I know I don't have those qualifications, but I had to make myself worthy of that opportunity. I explained myself in how I can change the vision of that company. I promise on what I can deliver once I get that opportunity. I made sure that I'm fighting for my life. Can you imagine this scenario where you are in the desert? You have no any other way of surviving unless you eat grass or rats. That is the only thing you have. And that's the only option that you have. So for me, I'm at a desert and I have to survive. That interview was one of the desert for me, and I had to survive that interview and make sure that I come out healthy. And how did I do that? I was surprised that I was among the people who was selected to start working. That time is when during there's Garden City was the cinema at Garden City was under construction. We were the first pioneers at IMAX Garden City. If you've been to IMAX Garden City, I believe you know where IMAX Garden City is, and it's one of the best big cinemas. I never burnt my bridges. Remember, all the way from my selling at Ngong Hills, selling those to Mabeshini as at Ngong Hills, working at Topaz Hotel, went as a cleaner under my professional clean care, went to medical records department, and now I've gotten a job to work at the Century Cinemax as a cashier. I don't have no certifications of being an accountant. I only knew how to count coins, but never knew how to count big money. When I was at IMAX Garden City, I made sure that I utilized YouTube. I made sure that I utilized learning online. I didn't have money or at that time to even take myself to school. I wanted to go to ZTech University, but I didn't have that money. My parents themselves didn't have that money. Remember, I'm coming from Kibera. So Kibera is for you to survive, either to be a drug dealer, either for you to be a drug user, or for you to be a victim of dying young. I went to Garden City, IMAX Garden City. At that time, I was living at a place called, I shifted from Kibera because Ngong was very far. When I got the interview, I went to stay at a place called Kabiria, I've forgotten the name, Kabiria or something, at these Mabati houses in Kabiria. We were used to pay like 2000, nakumbuka 2000 a month. Remember I was paying in Kibera 300 shillings. So now at Kabiri I'm paying 2000. That's a lot of money for me. It is very expensive for me at 2000. So when I was working at IMAS Garden City, now our payment was 7,000. That is what we used to be paid. And sometimes this pay, it may come short because of you having a short when you're selling something. When I was at IMAS Garden City, I learned to be able to interact with different type of people. You see, when you go to places like hospital, you interact with people from different races, different countries, different ethnicity, different tribes. You need to know how to relate with these people. When now I went to IMAS Garden City, now these are people who are not sick. These are people who have money to spend on something. How will that money move from the person's pocket and come to the company's pocket? Now I am like the I'm like the channel from of the client to the company, because I'm the one who's receiving the money as a cashier. How will I make sales? Remember, if you work at a movie theater, if you ever want to work on movie theater, the way you get paid as a salary is when you sell confectionaries. Is not that movie tickets. Movie tickets goes to the movie producers like Crimson, Fox, those things that you hear, Century, what, that's where the movie goes to. They lend it to movie theaters. So when I was working at the Century Cinemax, we were told that for you to survive, you must make sure you are able to sell. How are you able to sell? I'm someone whom you could come to my counter. I could make you buy even what you didn't need just because of how I interact with you. You want to watch a movie, an example, maybe Black Panther. During that time, Black Panther found me when I was still at IMAS Garden City. All these beautiful movies like Jumanji, I was not there. Black Panther, the first Black Panther, I was working at the Century Cinemax. The Logan movie, I was also working at Century Cinemax, the first Logan movie for those movie enthusiasts. During the Black Panther season, because I knew this was a very, very big movie, I could make jokes of uh, 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 drinks that comes with the movie. An example, maybe you want to come to my counter, I could tell you, okay, do you want a Black Panther popcorn? Do you want a Black Panther ice cream? Like I could just make this enticing humor to just make someone buy something. So someone will be like, oh, okay, bring that. Is it nice with the movie? I say, yeah, bring that. How long is the movie? 2 hours. And if it's a 2-hour movie, you need to get more popcorns. How about I get you 2 popcorns? Imagine this is one person, but I'm making them buy 2 popcorns. That is how I used to love to interact. I could just make them spend their money, but them spending it knowing that they've spent it due to nice customer service they received from me. There is one of these TV presenters, and radio TV presenter, I've forgotten her name. I'll share that later on with Bara or something. She even once posted something about me on her Instagram. She recommended me to people saying, wow, this guy, if you come to IMAS Garden City, you go to this guy's counter, he will make your experience memorable. This lady posted me, she even asked me, can you work as a radio presenter? I was almost going to be a radio presenter, by the way, just through me talking to these clients like that. That's through me creating friendship. Remember, I was just earning 7,000 at IMAS Garden City. And now I'm living at Kabira. You know the way Kabira is very far from Garden City. That is taking a car, you go to town, you get another car from town to go to your place. Sometimes I got a shot, maybe sometimes I get a shot at work. Maybe I have like almost a short of 3,000. That means this end month I may get my my gross salary to be something like 4,000. And remember, we need to still cut you the NSSF and HIF. So I end up even having 3,000 with me. NSSF, I believe it is 750, and it's still 750 till now. You have to pay all of these things. Sometimes I could not even have money to pay, imagine 2,000, to pay 2,000 at Kabiria. Nyumba ya mabati, nashindwa kulipa. You get that? This was me. But I told myself that I must see how I will survive. I first of all started with Kennedy Trends. If you go to Instagram, you'll check Kennedy Trends, and the day I opened that Instagram, I even have a business registration for the Kennedy Trends that was dealing with clothing. I started selling a little bit of clothes and see if I can maybe scale this thing. That time I didn't have money, but I was trying to survive. I even made sure that I have business cards, so in case I meet any clients at IMAS Garden City and this person says, wow, you have good customer service, how can I interact you? I don't have to tell this person, okay, take my number. No, I used to give them my business card. You know, I also applied some Luo thing in me there. I used to show them that I have a business card. And on my business card, it could show that I have Kennedy Twins as my first company, as my first business, in other words. You get that? So there at IMAS Garden City is where I met this one good friend of mine. This guy was a Forex trader. He had this Forex shirt that he wore, working at IMAS Garden City. So I saw this Forex thing. This guy was, he just went there to also have fun. I saw this Forex thing and I was very curious. You know, sometimes when you see someone, you don't start asking them, why is your shirt written Forex? But you have to be curious to ask yourself, what is this Forex all about? I used to see people, Safaricom, they have their banners, but this one is Forex. I went to Instagram. I went to Google. I Googled Forex. That's when I saw something dealing with binary, something dealing with binary options, trading options, trading commodities. I went there and Googled and found out that it is something dealing with a little bit of finance. You get that? Remember, I'm still working at Garden City by then. I'm still working at Garden City by then. You get that? So after that, what did I do next? As I had Googled, you know, I never knew how this algorithm works. If you realize, all of you guys, anytime, even the way your smartphone is designed, anytime you talk about adventure, I want to visit a place, this your phones listen to your conversations indirectly through your signing or agreeing to register your phone with how do you call it, Google, Gmail. If you ever read the terms and conditions of Gmail, one of it is to allow audio and allow some sort of privacy. I believe we all know that, but maybe some of us, we don't read it. So the moment you talk about something, you will see an advertisement of that thing on other social handles. So, you know, I had gone to Google and typed regarding Forex. So if I go to YouTube, I could start seeing advertisement of Forex. I could go to Instagram, I'm seeing the same advertisement of Forex. I go to Facebook, I'm seeing advertisement. At that time, I never knew about that. So I thought that this woman who is advertising these things is following, is among my followers. I signed in with Forex Market. I lost my first money that I was earning at IMAS Garden City. And remember, I'm living at Kabiria. I had put my $70 in the business, in the Forex market. Yote ikaenda. I have not paid rent in Kabiria. I was forced to not appear at Kabiria for the entire whole month. I went back to Kibera and stayed with my dad for that month to try and recover and go back the following month and pay 4,000 because now this month the landlord did not see me. You get that? So now I got curious about what is this Forex thing all about. Remember, I don't have money, but I want a high frequency. I started doing a little bit of research about the Forex market. What is Forex trading? How can I become better on this business? I started learning a little bit about the Forex market. Remember the guy who I saw the Forex thing on? I never talked to him about the Forex thing. But now when he came back, I told him, you know what? I saw this Forex thing on your shirt and I tried it and I went back to the village. When going back to the village means I lost that money. Please, are you a Forex trader? This guy told me, yes. If you want, you can come and learn something. Perhaps we can start something together because I'm looking forward to also expand. You get that? This person was looking forward to expand and looking forward to also help me grow as far as the Forex market is concerned. I started learning about the Forex market under the wing of this gentleman and also motivating myself regarding what I really want. I didn't want too much drive. I wanted myself to make these decisions. You tell me this, but I'm the one to make the decision, not you forcing me to make a certain decision. So what I used to do sometimes, if I have extra money, like maybe 500 Kenya shillings, sometimes unajua nilikuwa nafanya nini? I could go to town. If it's Serena Hotel, I could go to town at Serena Hotel, or go to any of these nice hotel in town to just feel the frequency of the rich. I have a small suit. I take myself to Serena. I just buy water. Just buy water. And then after that, what do I do? To just feel the vibe of being served as if I am rich. When I know I don't have anything, I will go back home walking. That is how I used to be. When I have small money, I challenge myself on frequency. Learning Forex and challenging, putting my mindset to remove the Kibera mentality of not wanting to work hard. Kibera mentality of, okay, life is too hard, let me go and start smoking. Kibera mentality of, let me just become a criminal, or let me do all these bad so-called things. That is how I used to put myself. I used to put myself in a positive frequency. Every time I could look myself in the mirror and said, my mom gave birth to me. I have been raised in Kibera, Katwe, to be precise. This is not the place that I want my kid to live. This is not the place that I want to do anything. I want to escape this thing. Through this Forex market, I started learning, I started getting some small coins from it. I could get $10 from it, $20 from it. Sometimes the market takes it. I get again $10, $100 from it. The market takes it. I kept on learning and persevering, even in the night. Now, to my bad luck, or to my good luck, God's ways is mysterious. I found this lady who happened to sire my kid. Now that brought another responsibility. Okay, that brought another responsibility, because now my brain has to work differently. I had to shift from Kabiria because of how that place was far. Now that I was working at Garden City, and get a place at Kasarani, a small bed, this bed sitter, these houses that have toilet in them, and the bed is just squeezing to the kitchen. That funny house, that is the first place I started raising my daughter. So during that time also, life was very tough, because this kid has been born. This kid is she was about to be born. In fact, she was about to be born. I don't have money. I don't know anything about being a parent. Now another commitment has come. How will I survive? I had to now look for another second job. I'm learning Forex. Forex does not need pressure. I'm learning Forex. I'm working at Garden City. I'm looking for another job. The good thing, I got a job at Impact Water. There's another, it's a British company, NGO, that was providing water source for these impoverished schools, public schools. I was among the people who was working there at Impact Water. So Impact Water, the good thing, they used to pay you every day. They pay you every day. Now I had to balance the work at Garden City, balance the work at Impact Water, try to also learn Forex market. I'm getting 7,000 from IMAX Garden City, and if I'm working on a monthly basis, on the other side I'm getting more money, because I used to be paid 1,000 every day at Impact Water, 1,000 every day. So I could have like almost 20,000 just because of how I used to be paid every day on the Impact Water. I could juggle the two. Through juggling the two, at least some money used to come in, that I shifted from that small house. I tried to get another small house, but at least something decent. That is my journey. That is something different. I never stopped dreaming about being free. Then I told myself, no, now that this Impact people, at least their money is it's more friendly. How about I just fire myself from IMAX Garden City? I have that email. I shared an email with these people at IMAX Garden City and fired myself. I told them I can no longer work with you, but I love the fact that you gave me a platform to grow. Anytime you ever need me, even right now, they're a very good friend of mine. If I ever become hopeless, which I will never, they can still call me and I can still work with them. That is the type of friendship I even made with any place I ever worked. Right now, if I go to Nairobi Hospital, I want to go back as a cleaner because now I don't have anything. They will still admit me because I never burnt my bridges in any place I went to. That is how I used to be. I never burnt my bridges. Now working at Impact Water, at least I could get something very good. But now the problem with the Impact Water is that I could be sent to remote places. Sometimes I could go to maybe Kisumu. You know, see these remote schools where it's very fast. Sometimes you could even use your own money. It used to be very, very tough for me. Remember, my interest on Forex market was still growing, and I made sure that I'm pursuing that too. With time, you see, if you want to grow, you have to make tough decisions. And tough decisions require you to be ready. You want to escape poverty. What can you do for yourself to be able to make sure that you are no longer in that environment where you know you are impoverished? I made one of the drastic move and say to myself, I need to fire myself from this place too. I fired myself from Impact Water. I have that email. I'll share with Bara. Perhaps Bara, if you want to share it with the group, but I don't want you to share too much about me too. But I'll just share with you, Bara, for you to verify what I'm talking about. I love having these records with me because they remind me of who I was, who I am, and what I need to do. I must make sure Kibera changes. And it must change by me having a mindset of how I've grown and not forgetting where I came from. So now I left the Impact Water and now I had to deal with the new thing. That is the Forex market. Doing my Forex market, started trading the Forex market, making sure that I know when to attack. Forex market, I'll tell, if you want to know about it, I'll talk about it later on, but I'm giving a little bit of story and the context in regards to how I've moved and the steps that I've taken to now where I am right now. I started learning about the Forex market. Through the Forex market, I started getting some small money. I believe Bara will testify to that. Maybe we'll give him a time and talk. I organized a seminar at KTC, Kibera Training Center or Century. I've forgotten the name of the thing, but it's at Kamkunji in Kibera. I organized a seminar over there. The very first people whom I said I must impact are my friends. One of it was my very good friend, Abraham. Abraham, you remember very well, there's even a time that I engaged you and we even had to form a joint bank account for our future businesses. We did that with Bara.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bara, how are you doing? You remember our first joint business, joint bank account, you and Eric?
Yes, it is still there, but now dormant.
You see, so we even formed, I told Bara, because you see, as you move around, you realize that there's some things that I don't want to grow alone and then it will be huyu mtu ni mchoyo on certain things. I want to be someone who I know one day if I die, those people that have been in my life will know that at least I tried my best to escape poverty, to escape not having an influence of certain things, to escape not being someone who someone said this person is bad. I don't have no enemies. I don't have no enemies. I don't have no competitors. I don't want to have a competitor. I called my brother Bara. I told Bara, let's form a joint account. I posted something on Kibera Nikwetu long time ago regarding my first seminar at KTC. I told people there, my brothers from home, please come. I want to talk about the Forex market, something that at least is changing my life one stone at a time. Bara was there, my good friend. Eric also was there. Some of my previous friends were also there. You get that? I talked about the Forex market. Bara also took it serious. He will also testify. I believe Bara is also in among some of my groups. He's there. He will talk about it too. That is what I did. But you see, as you keep on progressing, then responsibility keeps on coming more. Then as you grow, you tend to be too much busy that you may not have time to save many people. That is how I used to be. I tried where I could, and those who also took it serious also gained something from it. You get that? So now this comes to where I am right now. And I want to ask all of us, what motivates you? Remember, I'd mentioned something regarding relationship. I don't want to be too personal, but I'll tell you, my first relationship was why I also had to work hard. Because I remember the first lady that I loved during that time, was also loving someone who was having money than me. So that thing really traumatized me, that I had to say that I must work more and more to make sure that this time they come by themselves. I don't follow them. I don't chase them. You get that? That was one of my motivation. It is because there's a time that someone took my lady. That thing traumatized me that I told myself that, you know what? This Kibera guy must be remembered. This guy must be someone who would one day be like, you see, you did not have patience with me. Now you see where I am. Now you see where you are. That is the type of person who I am. I made sure that any negative thing that impacted my life, I could turn it to a positive motivation. I want to escape this place and I must work to get out of that place. So what motivated me was the need for me to have a relationship where I can be in control, because they will come by themselves and I will decide if indeed I want this or I don't want that. You get that? That was me, not me chasing. And also my other motivation was because they're coming from Kibera. That has to be one motivation enough for you to be able to build your life. That should be the primary motivation. We know the system in Kibera. So with the nature of today's theme, the rise of freelance and trends in job creation, this is where I'll talk about a little bit about the Forex market, about other freelancing opportunities that you can tap into, and why it is very important for you to embrace and use positively technology. Wonderful patrons. The job market right now is very, very difficult. This job market right now, it is one that if you went to just school and wait for your papers to be, you CV your papers, you send it to, I don't know, to places for you to get employment, my brother, it's not working unless you make your mind diversify. Unless you make sure that if you are learning in school, then when you're done with high school, no, sorry, with the example, maybe university, you have to also make sure that you tap into other different opportunities. Do not be someone who is like a log that just wants to move from one place to another, yes, hiring someone, yes, sir, until you die or until you go to pension. If you are employed, I'll talk to the employed people here too. If you are employed, start thinking like someone who is fired. Fire yourself in the mind. What do I mean? You have to make sure you set time for your personal growth, in a sense that if that work, one stream of income is dead, you will survive. Do not be someone who is dependent on a monthly salary. I'm waiting for monthly paycheck. You will not survive in this current economy. You must diversify. Diversifying comes with also embracing the need of technology and what is your passion. We are not all blessed doing certain things. So how do you first of all embrace technology, and how do you first of all get yourself into a frequency where you have like minds? Let's an example, some of us here are musicians. Then you find that people whom you're following are comedians. You know you're a businessman and you're following a comedian to make you laugh. I'm not saying it's bad to have people who make you laugh, but in this economy, you must be laughing when you're making dollars, but not laughing and you know tomorrow you will not eat. I mean, follow people of like minds. You love technology, then in your list of followings and friends must be people who are who think in line with what you love. If it's music, me, I'm not a musician, but I don't follow musicians. If you check the people whom I follow even on Instagram, I have less followers on Instagram. If you see people whom I follow on my official Facebook page, I have less people whom I follow on official Facebook page. I follow, if it's business, I'm following a certain business because it aligns with what I'm dealing with. That is what I love doing. So that is the same thing that you as a patron, you must do. Make sure the list of your followers aligns with what you want to do as a passion, what you want to do as a career, what you want to do as a self-development. You get that? So the future of work lies right now in the need for you to embrace technology. There is so many freelancing opportunity out there, but there are some that may not be friendly to you, but there are some that may be friendly to you. You see, for me, I learned how to do website design even when I never went to school to learn about website design. Meaning YouTube. I'm not going to YouTube to listen to Kanyaga Kanyaga. I'm a Roomba guy, by the way. But when I go to YouTube, I don't go there to listen to nonsense. I go there to learn certain things. One thing that I did when I got to YouTube is I learned how to design my website. My first e-commerce website was for Kennedy Trends, but because it was hacked, it once got hacked. I never knew how this coding worked at first. It got hacked until I got someone trying to blackmail me for me to pay him almost 200,000. Hey, me 200,000 too happy for me to get my website back. So then I had to learn how did this person hack my website. I had to learn the codes, the HTML, the Java. I had to learn that. So there are some nice websites, freelancing website that you can use also to post your ideas. So if you're a graphic designer, if you are a copywriter, if you're a web developer, if you're a website content writer, a photographer, an accountant, a video editing, if you're a translator, if you are maybe a virtual assistant, there is this one called Evanto Markets. I'm not saying all of you guys should be Forex traders, but I'm giving an example. Envato Market is where I also go to maybe buy certain services. Like maybe I want someone to design a poster for me. I could go to Evanto Market. If I want to buy a website theme, I could go to Evanto Market. I've been using Evanto Market and I've been seeing a lot of freelancers there. So anyone who is interested in freelancing, in a sense that they have a certain service that they can provide, like web designing, copywriting, you can try Evanto Market. Is very good. I pay some of my service. I pay people at Evanto Market to be able to deliver a certain service to me. So that is one of the credible source that I know of. You see, that I know of that you can use for the person who would want to pursue that. Now let's come back to the Forex market. And let's proceed with the freelancing. So as I was saying earlier on, sorry. I love trading, so I'll call you traders. As I was talking about freelancing, or as I was talking about the job market, right now, wonderful patrons, the traditional job market is very much saturated. That is limited for you. These people who are in the university waiting to graduate, they are coming outside and they will do things that they even didn't learn in school just because their opportunity that they're looking for is not there. And why is that? Is because the job market is already saturated based on the traditional method of applying for a job, based on the traditional method of only using one source to survive. You young person who is employed, please fire yourself in your brain. Fire yourself. Let your situation determine where you want to grow. My beautiful daughter, the life she has right now is a life that I used to dream when I was young. But at least I thank God that I can provide that for her. I thank God that I can give her whatever she wants. I thank God that I took her to beautiful school. That's because of how I made sure that I don't want her to also go through the same problem that I went through. You get that? And also the other thing that you also, guys, you have to tap into is you have to leverage in the need for you to use technology very well. Leveraging technology, as I was saying earlier on, is utilize things like YouTube. Be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very good to really get like-minded people. Don't just be on areas that that is too noisy with nonsense. Be on LinkedIn. Connect with people who are business oriented. Sometimes also networking is very important. Don't disregard these networkings where they tell you, okay, pay this amount to come for an event that is happening, maybe a coffee event, wine tasting event. You see these things are where you'll get your prospects. These are the places where you'll grow as a person. For me, I've gone to several networking events, almost 50 years I wrote over there. I've gone to majority. I used to, even if kama niko na tao, I pay the 1,000 to a particular networking event. I could just go there and listen to something. I'm not talking about events where it's for this global nonsense or the pyramid thing nonsense. No, I'm talking about event for networking in a sense that maybe you're gonna have coffee as you discuss something. I used to take myself to these places, to tap into their frequency and to always envision myself to even be better. Imagine you go to a place where you know in your bank account you only have few shillings, and then the person is talking about, you know what, I have $1 billion deal. Someone is saying, you know what, my previous year end was 5 million, 20 million. You go to expensive events, tap into that frequency. I'm telling you, you'll start seeing positive vibration. That is what I love about life. I love when I see people are prospering. I love when I hear people talking about big figures. If you talk about 10,000 to me right now, it's nonsense right now. But if you talk about millions to me, I'll want to listen to you more. That is what I mean. The frequency. The frequency is very important. If you're earning $500, don't think like a $500 person. Start thinking about higher than that. Be greedy in a way that you are greedy for growth, not greedy in a way that you suppress other people's growth. I am a greedy person in a growth way. I want to grow and grow more. That's what I want. You get that? So take yourself to these places where it's high end. Wacha kuenda tu katika kwa useless places where someone is coming to dance, you pay money to see them sing. You'll never find me in such a places unless I want to spoil myself when I already have my own money. But if it's a place where I know I'm gonna get a connection, I must have a business card. I go there, even if you know you don't have something. Don't go there looking too desperate. Go there with a vision that they look at you and like, I must invest in an idea. And that's when you start cooking your own idea. I hope I'm speaking to someone who also want to tap into this frequency. That is how my vibration is right now. And I thank God to myself that I want to grow more. You get that? So use networking as a tool for growth, as a tool for connection. Go to things like Eventbrite. There's so many event platforms online that you can just Google and say events in Kenya, events in Nairobi, events in whichever your location is. Just look at the type of events that are there. Make sure some that are free, you can also go. Those ones for dancing, wachia watu wa kukatika. For you, because you want to be a business person, go to events that are for networking. Go there and go and listen to people talk. Listen to business-minded people talk. Don't talk too much. Just listen to them and also tap into that. I'm telling you, you will see yourself grow. Put yourself in that mindset. Use your current situation as a stepping stone for your growth. Is it relationship? Is it marital problem? Is it financial problem? Is it where you are coming from, where you are living? Is it the entire family? Are you the one who wants to escape the poverty through lifting them? Then those should be enough for you to tap into positive frequency. Don't ever procrastinate and start questioning God. I don't know if you don't believe in God, that's your problem. But for me, I still have God with me. I'll say tap into a pride frequency and make sure that you go to these networking events. Make sure that you align your ideas with or have friends who have the same ideas and goals as you. I hope I'm talking to someone. Not all of us are meant to be entrepreneurs, but some of us are meant to help entrepreneurs grow. So you can even form a mesh with friends. Make sure, example, maybe I have my good friend as Abraham. We can say, oh, Abraham, let's start a business together. Abraham is a businessman. I'm also a businessman. I put some of my few millions, he put some of his few millions, we build something together. You can never also grow alone. Make sure you have a right team for growth. If you're employed, please, that employment will not save you. No one who is employed will ever become rich in this life. But what I mean is this: make sure if you're employed, you also diversify your portfolio. Make sure even if it's to start a business, use studies. Start that business. Through the Forex market, I was able to open my company. I opened Container House. That is in Kenya. When I was in Kenya, I opened Container House. And when I flew to Zambia, I also opened the same thing. Container deals with shipping, the shipping containers, customizing them to build something out of it. Some of my units are also in Zambia. I was even, thank God, I was even able to buy 100 acres in Zambia and build something small for these university people who need hostels. I have some in Zambia. They are doing very well. In Kenya also, I had a bit competition from, there's these people called Conta 254. I believe if you've heard of Conta 254, there these people are called Conta 254. Also in Kenya, they are some part of my competitors as far as Conta House is concerned. They are my competitors in Kenya. I also made sure that Conta House aligns with Airbnb. So what I did is I enlisted some of the people who have their houses in Kenya that they want to list them as Airbnb. I have them also as part of the people who I have what you call MOU with them. So they enlist their thing with me, and I get clients as we roll out on profit base. They get something, I get something from it. Because I also love traveling, thanks to God, I was able to start the Chachikulu Adventures. Chachikulu Adventures deals with traveling and tours, where through Chachikulu Adventures, you can, if you want to visit any place in Zambia, you can visit through Chachikulu Adventures. If you want to visit any place in Zimbabwe, you can use Chachikulu Adventures. When I flew back to Kenya, I realized there's Bonfire Adventures, and I said, because I have Chachikulu Adventures in Zambia, I also want to have it in Kenya. So that when I have it in Kenya, I can also try and take people to places. Maybe you want to go to a certain place, you bring your budget to me, I see where it's going to be best based on your budget. That is what I did as far as Chachikulu Adventures is concerned. More to that also, because no much time, because time I may not be able to say much through that too. So as far as also HK Holdings, that is one that I started with my friend, and that is a friend that we were in high school, in primary school together, called Hamisi. So Hamisi and Kennedy Holdings, what I did with that company is that if someone has an idea, and this idea is scalable, I buy shares. There's, I believe I even inboxed, I sent a message at one of the posts. There's this lady, I think is one of the alumni who is dealing with clothing. I sent a message that I want to tap into her idea. So what HK Holding does is that I can come in, I buy shares of that idea, I have part of shares of that your idea, and then we build it together as I get my profit, as far as you growing and me making my money also is concerned. So that is what HK Holding is all about. Wonderful patrons, I believe I've given you more, and I've talked about the types of things that you need in regards to, and also regarding freelancing. So please, to just add some light, last final remarks, make sure you have friends who are friends that are in for growth. No matter how hard it is, no matter how painful it is, please leave a useless friend alone. You will cry one day, 2 days, but I'm telling you, you will smile after 1 year. You will smile after all those years. If it's a useless relationship, if you are broke, stop seeking relationship as a man. If you are a lady, also stop seeking relationship as a lady. Start by growing yourself. Start by making sure you attain your independence, that no one will be able to dictate your life. You can choose to live where you want. You can choose to do whatever you want, just because of you being free and tapping into that type of frequency. Avoid useless friends. Have friends who are gonna impact your life. I hope I've spoken much. Maybe Abraham I will let Abraham talk about the Forex part a little bit, because he should be, I think, the right person based on a little bit knowledge that I've also given him to maybe share on his side about the Forex market. Dennis, I don't know who the host is, unless someone has a question, but I believe what I've given out should help someone. We are brothers here. I also need your vote, so bana nataka hizo vote zenyu za Kibera but I hope what I've given out, it's fruitful. I hope what I've given out might change someone's life. Never stop dreaming. Never procrastinate. Never have useless friends. Never have pathetic relationship. Even if it's your own family members that want to drag you down, it is time for you to say bye-bye to them and start growing. Sawa. So maybe let Abraham, perhaps if you allow me, the host, to talk a little bit about the forex market as we proceed. On my side, allow me to join here. Thank you.
Right. Good evening, guys. So, thank you, and I'm glad to be here today to just share with you about the forex. Just to remind you, Ken, your issue you ulisema about your first lady. I remember me being the first person you called in the morning. Yeah, tell about
Unakumbuka?
yeah what happened. So yeah, about the forex. About the forex, Kennedy introduced us to forex. That was back in 2017. Yeah, we were with Eric. So at first mi na Eriko tukiishi hapo ilikuwa KTTC. I mean KTC hapo hivi Kamkunji. So as we went there, mi nilisha na ile akili ya, you know what, I'm hungry, right? And the first thing niliweza kia ni, is there food? Kanya kaambia yes, kuna food. So actually sisi tukiishi hapo hivi tuliisha kukula, because at the back of my mind nilikuwa like najambia ama kujiuliza ni nini yenye Ken anaweza kuwa nayo ya maana, unaona, somebody mwenye ametoka ghetto, unaona. So sikuwa iona anything important yenye Ken angekuwa nayo ama alikuwa nayo hiyo time ya kutusaidia. So si tukiishi hapo hivi, when Ken was talking, I remember alikuwa na Gabriel. So yeah, si tulikuwa tumeshinda tukijambia, we ni aje, si umalize bana, tunacheki meza imejaa, we want to eat. So yes, after that tukitoka, by the way, nilikam nikajiuliza, is this thing real? The forex thing, is it real? And if it's real, how can I venture into it? So I asked Ken about it, and then alituambia kuna ofisi yao tao yenye tungeenda kutrainiwa. So yes, we used to go there every Saturday, mimi na Eric. Every Saturday tuko tunaenda tunatrainiwa, and then we go back home. But then siku train for a very long time, nikafili kitu imenichosha, so nikaachana nayo. So vile niliachana nayo, ikachukua like a year, and I was like, you know what, I really need to go back to this thing and do it again. So when I was doing that, hiyo vile sasa nilirudi, yeah, vile nilirudi hapo ndio nikafungua nayo hadi account na kina Ken. So tukaanza ile mi kuanza, hata sikushughulika na training vile ilikuwa ama nini, mi nilieka do because of the greediness. So nikaeka pesa nikaanza. Trust you me, it was hasara after hasara, it was loss after loss, it was loss after loss. Ikafika point nikanyambia, you know what, ndatafuta mtu nipate hii account aniranie. So nikidhania that I was now being clever, only to come and realize later, even at that particular point ndio sasa nilifanya ujinga kabisa, because pesa yangu ilikuwa ikipotea sasa sana kuliko vile mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa nikifanya. So I took the initiative of now doing it myself, right? So I remember there's a particular point in time where I looked for Ken, tried talking to him, akaniambia, you know what, now if you want me to train you, you have to pay. And yes, Ken was right, because alitupatia opportunity, but then tulichezea. So nilikam nikaelewa, but then nikaanza kujitrain pole pole. So najitrain and I'm trading, najitrain and I'm trading, and for sure I can tell you this, the forex is real. And yes, at least nimepata kitu out of it. That one I will tell you without fear. Nimepata kitu and I'm still doing it. By the way, my regret na kuanga, mbona sikujua kitu kitambo. Trust me, ningejua hii kitu after us doing our KCC back then. Saizi bana, mi pia ningekuwa mahali ingine hatari. But okay, all is not lost. I still have time, even though nilikam nikaijua late, but I still have time and I will still pursue it. So that is all I can say.
Um, Hi everyone. So, let me start by recommending Kennedy. Well, that was like somehow the longest 1 hour, but worth it. I think it's even 1 hour past. Huh? So, you've had quite a journey, which is recommendable, and you've achieved a lot at a young age, which is still like applaudable. Like that is extremely good. And maybe perhaps what I can say is just continue doing that. So, but I have like a couple of questions. I don't know whether I had so much when you were presenting. I don't know why I didn't somehow jot them down so that it becomes easy for me to ask. I had like quite so much to ask, but let me just ask maybe the ones that I remember or that are that is still in my head. So this is Winnie Akini, class of 2013, Form 4A. I'm a head girl for wale hawajui. My question to you is, Forex, um, by the way, mimi naogopa Forex. Whenever I hear the name Forex or something like that, I associate it with fraud a lot because it has like so much brokers, so much fraud, so much con men, and somehow for somebody who has not understood it, like myself, you find like most of you guys are most of the forex people are earning through also teaching other people about forex and not necessarily trading. Because whenever you want to know much about forex, if it is perhaps a broker or somebody who is telling you about forex and not the, let's say, YouTube, or learning it through yourself, which is YouTube. So if it is like through somebody like you, it will be like you okay, you are paid to teach somebody about forex, and then that somebody also, after learning, they also teach another person about forex. So they also learn, they also earn through teaching and not necessarily trading. And then there is so much loss. So my question is, with this generation, the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, and perhaps I don't think maybe the millennials that we have in the group, what what courage or confidence can you give people so that at least they try this forex trading or something? That is one. Number two, the technology is really evolving. It's moving very fast, and that is good. People need to know that at least with this day and age, and with this generation, there is much that you can do wherever you are. They say the world is a global market. Like even if you are wherever, you can still like do connection, or you can find yourself like working for a company that is even outside, that in a country that you've never even stepped your foot on. Like myself, I'm also a jack of all trades. I do a lot. Business management, entrepreneurship, and I also work for the Kenyan a representative of certain two hospitals in India, but I've never gone to those hospitals, even though I do my work remotely a lot. So that was just a comment. I just wanted maybe to encourage people the way Kennedy say that technology. They make use of technology. Another thing, Kennedy, you want to be an MP, which is still good. It is good to dream, but I just wanted to point out something. Like the way you are dissing Kibra and the people, you keep referring to people as useless. I believe nobody is useless because um, even the word itself has use. Yeah. So I believe that now you are I don't know how I can put it, but because you want to be into politics, work for your, as in PR. Ebu Nini, I think there are some words that comes out strongly as useless, which I think might not augur well with some people. You know, mkono hazitoshani, and people also start somewhere. There are people who even finished Form 4 ahead of us, and they have struggled. There are people who have degrees. There are people who like they have tarmacked in Nairobi and they haven't like made it yet, but it doesn't mean that they will not. They say sometimes opportunity delayed is not opportunity denied. So I think I just me I see it as even that person that appears as useless friend still needs you. And if you are going to ask for the votes of Kibra people, which I will give you actually, if you if kama utasimama simama, like fortune favors the bold. But just like check on your wordings, like the useless people, I think they're useful, and they still need you. They still, you see, like in the Bible, Jesus came Jesus did not come for the righteous. He came for the sinners. So that is a way also you can do something in order to impact their life so that they stop being useless in your eye and become useful. And I think that is how people get blessings sometimes. Otherwise, you are doing a good job. For me, Forex is a no for now. Perhaps if I open my heart more, or I don't be rigid with my with the way I have put Forex, I think I'm eager to know more about it. Otherwise, thank you so much. And go and get that certificate, whatever that the award umekuwa nominated, is it nominated or selected or something. We are praying for you. If it is not something and we need to vote for you, if we need to vote for you, utupatie link, we vote for you. Naweza vote hata sijui mara 10 if it is allowed. If it is something that maybe definitely it will be just yours, we wish you all the best. Yeah. Back to you.
Okay, you can pick two more then. Okay, thank you again, host. Winnie, I'm glad to know you well. Long time. I hope you are doing great. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate. And indeed, what you've mentioned, I think for my political ambition, I love to not phrase them or friends as useless, but perhaps impractical. I don't know if that's going to be better. Maybe I should say we should not have impractical friends. I think that that's going to be better. So Winnie, thank you very much. I take that back. I take that word back. Thank you very much for that. So as far as the forex market is concerned, Winnie, what I'll say is this: everything in life requires knowledge and skills, as we started earlier on. You don't need to really be a forex trader. Neither do you really need to be a business person. But there is a niche, or there is something that you can give out to someone that definitely, if it's you are solving a certain problem, then you can make something. You can be solving a problem by having a certain how do you call it, a certain software. Maybe you are into fintech. You have a program. You have something you're offering to people that can be sustainable. So as far as the forex market is concerned, Winnie, this is a global market we are dealing with. Okay, blog. Okay, yeah, you can call me a boy. It's not a problem, Winnie. So when you're dealing with the forex market, you are dealing with a global financial market. Back then, the people who used to trade are only the big banks and the hedge funds. Even currently, even those banks that you bank your money with as a fixed saving, they venture your money into areas where you, because you maybe you've not been given that opportunity with the bank, you just go and put your fixed deposit. But the banks trade, that's why banks have bank rates. Kwa mfano, Winnie, you have $1. What is the best time for you to extend that dollar to get a Kenya shillings? You'll find one bank is offering $1 is to 100 Kenya shillings. Another bank is offering $1 is to 200 Kenya shillings. You as a person who has $1 and you want to get a Kenya shillings, definitely I know at the back of your mind, you don't want to make a loss. So you'd rather go and get the $1 to 200 Kenya shillings. You get that? So our human mindset is said to always see profits. The same applies to if you wanted to get the dollar. What will you do in this case, Winnie? You'll realize that Winnie would rather get $1 at 100 shillings than getting the same dollar at 200 shillings. That was a traditional way of trading, where it's like I go to the forex broker. A forex broker in this case can be a forex brew, or it can be a bank, any of those that you want to trade with. Wewe uko na dola kwa bank, unaenda unachukua Kenya shillings, right? And then you wait for the Kenya shillings again to drop so that you get more dollars. So unapata msee anatengeza profit based on that exchange rates. But remember, for you to use this service of exchanging, definitely the bank must offer the buying and selling activity for you. And that's what we call a liquidity purchase. They offer that. These banks offer that. Any bank in Kenya offers that. Liquidity purchase means, or we call it spread as far as trading is concerned. For those that are trading, we call it spread. They offer the liquidity price for you. Liquidity price is you going to the bank, alafu unaona pale imeandikwa buying, selling. Euro ina buying hii hapa, ina sell. Hiyo unajua rate wanatoka wapi? The same rate you're seeing they have. They've already fixed their own for them to make something from it, but they're getting this rate from the market pool. The market pool has many traders. Market pool has traders that are big banks. JP Morgan. We have the Rockefellers. We have Stan Charts. We now have the I&M is coming in. Lachana is the equity banks. We are talking about big banks. Those are the big main players. So Winnie, wewe ukiamua kukuja kutrade, you are now trading as a retailer. You're not trading as a bank. You get that? Umeona wewe ukichukua pesa yako alafu kapeleka kwa bank, unafanya kitu inaitwa fixed deposit. So bank wanakupatanga rate na kuambia after end of the year you might even get 2%. But there's some other banks that can give you different types of rates. It depends. You get that? So for your case, now you are no longer just not doing fixed deposit. Umeamua ku trade directly also the same market as what the banks are also trading. The technological advancement has made it easy for us to even buy stocks of companies that we don't own. You get that? The need for this technology is why we can even communicate socially right now. Do you know that, Barack, you can even buy Facebook shares, yet You are not part of the Facebook directors. You did not go anywhere to sign, but you can trade the stocks of Facebook through the same market. You can trade the same stocks of, example, iPhone. You can trade the same stocks of big banks. You can trade the same stock of Apple. You can trade stocks of whichever company or renowned companies we have. Let me give another good example. Umono Kenya, Kenya. I also love buying stocks in Kenya. I buy stocks like government bonds. I bought some government bonds in Kenya. I've bought some corporate bonds. I've bought some Fahari rates, that is real estates in Kenya. These are network shares. You buy shares at Nairobi Stocks Exchange. So if you're buying a stocks of a particular company, what are you expecting? You're expecting the stocks, the shares of this company to rise, sindio? So you realize that this company, maybe the director is about to retire, or the director maybe did some mismanagement. You realize that you are already panicking. You're like, naona these shares might go down. Let me sell my shares real fast so that I hold with this new share price. Remember, Winnie will buy shares at 10 shillings. Now his shares may rise until it's 100. That means Winnie has made almost $90, 90 shillings a share, but maybe you had almost at 1 million shares. You get that? So when you realizing to sell your shares at a higher rate, yeah, I'm almost done. When you realize to sell your shares at a higher rate, is because you realize a certain uncertainty based on what the director of the company has done. You get that? This concept is where we are trading the same global financial market. Okay, on a trade market, you must have two players, and in this case, you're trading countries. Let's talk about maybe United States and the Canadian dollar. So now we have Canada and United States. So you're speculating the price movement based on the fundamentals of these countries. Kwa mfano, Trump atasema nini? Kwa mfano, Joe Biden, now let me give a good example. Are you seeing the war that is building up with Iran, war that has been happening with Ukraine, and now the Cold War with the Russians that is happening? It's impacting the currency of United States dollar. So for us traders, that is a plus for us. We are really seeing the dollar weakening. You see, so for me, what do I do, or what will Bara do? Bara will go to the market when he's trading Euro USD and he's realized that Joe Biden is saying, I'm no longer going to be a president. Now it's Kamala Harris who's coming in. Now the previous president the Trump also wants to come in. What is Kamala Harris saying based on his policies, based on his fiscal policy? Fiscal policy ni kama vile Ruto anatuambia ata reduce corporate taxes. So when this lady is coming in, what is she saying about fiscal policy? What is she saying about international relation? What is she saying about tariffs with other countries? You get that? So when this woman says, I'm going to impose weak dollar or a cheap dollar, it means people can trade with the United States and it's going to make sure the dollar is going to go up because there's so many investors coming in. Kwa mfano, unapata wao watakubai kitu kutoka kwa when you mtu wa America, you want to buy something from another country, it's going to be easier for you because of the tariffs. You get that? So us as traders, we can use what we call technical analysis skills. Hiyo ni kuangalia charts to be able to derive and speculate what the market is going to do. So I can tap into that by buying the market as I see the institution kama I&M Bank, kama Standard Bank, where are they buying from? You get that? Hizi ndi vitu I wish tungefunza. Unakumbuka ile tukiwa shule the business teacher alikuwa anasema supply and demand. We have supply and demand in the market. So we usually look at the zones of supply and demand. So demand ni ile kwa mfano people want something. So when people want something, what will the price do? Price is in a Jew. So me and Bara, what are we going to do? We're going to buy the market because we've seen there is high demand for something. Demand is created by something being scarce. Something regarding inflation can also affect the prices of things. The same applies to what we're seeing in our country, Kenya, right now. So I hope when you've gotten the concept. So that is a little bit about what the Forex market is all about. Thank you. Oh, Umona Winnie walisoma hiki to university, but you see us, we learned it the hard way. Thank you very much, Winnie.
Any other question? If not, any other question? If not, maybe Kennedy, without going in deep details, maybe you can tell us about these awards in future. Sure, around November, December, there are always awards coming in. But I think this one is a conversation that we can also set for maybe in future topics, like even how do we expose ourselves to such awards? What are the these awards? Because I'm sure it's not just paper, it's not just a recognition. What are the impacts? And even taking the risk of going to a talent going for this award, because at times we do have requests that we want to be nominated for a certain be it important in our life, and they allow them to take the risk. I think maybe without going to deep, not Kennedy, I'll just give you a minute just about the award, just and then we can continue talking deep about it.
Okay, thank you very much again for that. You see, the need for recognitions gives you it really boosts your portfolio. It really boosts your outreach. You see, so an example, if you've been nominated in a certain thing or a certain field based on what you're good at, there are some certain criteria or what they look at. They first of all look at how scalable or how have you scaled your certain business, how long have you been in certain business, and also about how well are people talking about your businesses. Kwa mfano maybe sahii ukitaka kuangalia Conta House umeweza enda tu kwa Google pale ukapata Conta House deals iko pale, who else is talking about Conta House, how are the reviews regarding it, and also umeona hii njia ambayo word to mouth, reaching to clients, bringing back the clients. These same clients are the ones that you might be surprised, they might end up nominating you for certain awards. You might end up finding that these clients are the ones who are also voting for you for certain awards. So why are awards important in the first place? Awards are important for recognitions. These platforms where these awards are being given are platforms that you're going to meet people of different caliber. But you see, you're not going to meet someone mwenye amekuja tu pale tu, there's nothing. There is something this person is offering. That is why he's going to get this certain award. So if I go to this example, this one that is going to be happening in Nigeria, the one that I've been nominated for, Aliko Dangote is going to be there. I'm going to be even Charlene Ruto. Charlene Ruto, she's going to be among the speakers, by the way. Yeah, Charlene Ruto, Ruto's daughter, she's going to be there. So there's lots of high-end executives from different walks of earth and countries that are going to be representing themselves. In Kenya, I have been nominated for Kenya side. In other countries, other people have also been nominated. So you see, when we go there, I'm going to find someone who is maybe good at technology. How about I go there and exchange words with this person, exchange ideas with this person? And remember, the platform that I've been offered is a platform that will be freely aired on all social handles, will be aired on biggest platform. Example, maybe let's talk about nimesahau the jina, but there's this broadcast BBC or Al Jazeera, just an example I'm giving out. So if you have this type of platforms, these are free marketing zones because it is already making you ooze out with your idea. So how will you use this opportunity? Ile time when I receive award yako, then it's good for you to also leave something that someone will remember. It's not like you go there, unapata award, you just umepotea kwa kona. Go there, talk, leave a certain impact. Someone will remember something you said. You get that? And that's what I was saying. There must be something that pushes you to do something. So awards are very important, my brother, and having them boosts your certain CVs. Imagine this recognition. Once I have it, it's going to be very easy. Once I'm going to certain platform, they say renowned person with these awards, these awards. There's a certain psychology that comes with people knowing you have a certain award or you have a prize based on something that you gave out. Thank you very much, brother. Oh, brother, a quick one. Sorry, quick one. In case someone wants to reach out to me, please usinitumie text usiku. Please text me during the day. Thank you.